So I've got a really good question here from Steve Johnson, and that is, how do you determine the best depth to fish when fishing shallow? Now this is really complicated because, you know, F1s and carp, they can change from day to day. They can change from minute to minute the depth they like to feed at. And the best way to get around this is not really look for a depth, but to have a multitude of rigs set up. When you see these good top anglers fishing for F1s and carp, they'll have 6 or 7 different rigs set up, different length lines from tip to float, but also different depths. When I fish for F1s, I quite often have a rig set at 6 inches, one at 10, one at 12, and then one at 16. And that enables me to swap and change literally at the drop of a hat and keep in contact with those fish. It's not just about finding the depth that they're at, it's about keeping in contact with them, because they will change the depth they feed at. You know, like sunlight, wind, things like that can just make the fish change the depth they're feeding at very, very quickly. And it's important to have a multitude of rigs up so you can follow them around up and down. So if I was you, mate, I wouldn't look for a depth to fish at and just settle at that depth all day. I'd just have a multitude of rigs up that will help you keep in contact with those fish when they're feeding shallow.